Rising. Hey, my love. I miss you guys so much. 617-282-0062. Call in. I just want to hear you. Just say good rising. I don't need nothing else. I don't want nothing else. I just want to hear your lovely voice. What's been going on? I feel like it's been so long. Hey, I feel like it's been so long. So for those that are watching, I definitely got a tan. I'm team dark skin right now. Or at least I want to be. I wish I could be this complexion all year round. All year. Oh, it's like almond toasted honey bunches of oats. Like, I'm loving it. Oh, good rising, my love. So, I don't even know where to begin, where we left off, where to start. All I know is I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. God is so good on so many levels, and I'm happy. Isn't that all that matters? I'm happy. There's a lot that's going on in the world. Donald Trump's our president. I know everybody's like, he ain't my president. Well, the truth of the matter is he is. If you live in the United States of America, he is your president. And aside from that, everything else in the world seems downhill. Seems, right? Doesn't always work like that. We went to Costa Rica. And when I tell you I have a zillion bites on me, please, if you have any remedies, 617-282-0062. I don't know if they're ant bites. I don't know if they're mosquito bites. I have them all over the place, everywhere, places I didn't even know bugs could bite. And I have no idea how to get rid of them. I have no clue how to stop the itching. In Costa Rica, it was just like, oh, pica, pica. That's what they call pica, pica. Like, they're itchy. That's all it is. I hate it. While in Costa Rica, we saw a whale. We saw scorpions. I've never seen a scorpion before in real life. We saw little pinchers and the hook in their tail. I want to say, if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the children and I posted a video of the whale. I'm a punk in the background crying because it was really emotional for me. I can't even explain it. And it's nothing like, going to Plymouth or going to the Cape and getting on a whale watch. It was completely different. Prior to seeing the whale, the children and I took a little boat cruise and went out and did some snorkeling. And I don't know if you've ever snorkeled before in your life, but it is one of the most untapped views of nature that words cannot describe. Now, I know you've probably seen pictures of people scuba diving or even videos, or even if you're like me and you like National Geographics and you like to watch things about nature, it is not the same from being there with the fish on top of the water, being able to see down 25, 30 feet to the bottom of the ocean. It just, words cannot describe. And to be able to have my best friend to my left and my best friend to my right, Anari and Asaria, both with their scuba gear on, all of us looking at the fish, pointing at each other, hitting each other, pointing at the fish. And it was just to get back on the boat and to be in the middle of the ocean, watching the sunset and watching the whale and its blowhorn. What is it? The blowhorn? It's probably wrong, but all of the water coming out and being able to see the whale from afar, and then to know that, you can't help but think it was the angels and the guides that slowed down the whales and sped up the boat, because we were right next to the whale as he or she flipped out of water and flung that tail, and it's so big and so, it just, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The children thoroughly enjoyed themselves. It was the first time that we ever took a trip of that magnitude, or even a trip altogether, unless you count the road trips to the south that we've taken. Third world country. Now, a lot of our listeners are the West Indies, and so you're familiar with the country living. You're familiar with goats and bulls and cows walking around aimlessly without an owner. You're used to the chickens clucking around, roosters croaking at 4 a.m. You're used to that. For my Americans that have no idea what I'm talking about, it's a completely different way of life. We stayed on a farm while in Costa Rica. We weren't at a resort. We stayed on a farm. Wi-Fi was damn near non-existent, and so was phone service. And it was just to be able to see all of the stars at once, to be able to go into the garden and pick your food and feel the electricity of the nutrients that you're ingesting. It blew me away. It completely blew me away. For the children to be learning math through the division of 0.526 colones versus $1, to see them transform their skills of what they learn in school, to have their Spanish be challenged. And not just, Spanish class, learn how to speak to somebody, act like you're ordering something. No, they had to order in Spanish. They had to speak in Spanish. My children went to Costa Rica and had to learn Spanish. We ate nothing but native food. We had eggs straight from the chicken with rice and beans for breakfast. Add a little avocado. There are no words. I feel like I am 100 and what Donald Trump say? I'm 1,000%. I'm 1,000% changed. As an individual, my soul is changed. My thoughts have changed. The way I feel about life has changed. My passions have changed. Like, I feel like the show just isn't anew, but TaylaAndre is a changed person. More than ever, I believe that I could homeschool the children. And I'm really leaning towards that way. More than ever. Sorry, I said, Mommy, can you just homeschool Inari? Because I like school. Asaria was mad she even had to miss school. She was in Costa Rica talking to her friends like, what did you do in school today? And I was like, are you serious? Who does that? Asaria. We had a blast. And we were gone. And I thought I was going to be able to go to, another country and just sit back and relax. But, people needed houses. So I was still working. And it made me appreciate the field that I chose because I can work while being on a beach. And I certainly did work while sitting on a beach getting super chocolate. Well, technically it's not really chocolate because I was uber light skinned and now I'm like golden brown a little with a touch of burnt. I did not know that you could peel so much. My life, Lord have mercy. I think I have used more products since I've been back of Faiths than I've done all of 2016. Just trying to get my moisture back, being in the salt water. That's a completely different story. The Costa Rican stories could go on for days. There are pictures and videos if you're interested. TaylaAndre. It was amazing. And there are no words to properly describe to you what I experienced, what I saw, what I felt. To stand on top of a mountain and to watch the sun hit the peaks and valleys is indescribable. And it makes me want to urge you and suggest to you, I didn't buy not one Christmas present. No one got a Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah present. There were no gifts. It was, when we get back, you're going to get this picture. And I'm going to send you a picture. It's going to be of us in Costa Rica. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. I urge everyone who spends ridiculous amounts of money on J's, ridiculous amounts of money on purses, on bags. If you're on a budget, you still spend ridiculous amount of money on coffee and all types of, whether it's on alcohol, weed, cigarettes. I urge you to set your money aside. Tell everyone now you're not getting a Christmas present, and create memories with your children. Don't give them anything. Take them somewhere and give them something that they will never forget. Because I tell you now, Anari and Asaria do not remember what they got for Christmas when they were 5, 6, 7, 8. Anari doesn't even remember what he got from Christmas 3 years ago. That might be a lie, because Anari remembers everything. But I can tell you that they will never forget the time that they went on vacation with their mother. And they itched all over the place. They itched and complained and itched it. Mommy, everybody else is getting. Why can't I have? We got to Costa Rica. That shut up real quick. I don't want no more Christmas presents. Next year, let's go to Paris, France, Australia. One time I saw a documentary. I want to go to, they started naming countries. Right now, I have an 11 and a 13-year-old that have a bucket list of countries they want to visit. It opens your children's eyes to a different world. We came back, Asaria started watching a different world all over again. Talking about I see it through a new lens now. You're 11. What lens do you currently have? The one that I created for her. The one that made her appreciate the fact that she loves living on the farm. She loved going to the garden, and I ate straight from the tree. The moringa tree, that all natural, heal anything that's wrong with you. Take a little of this, put a little powder. That stuff is expensive, but that tree is gorgeous. It's a little bush. We ate straight off the moringa tree. We ate mint off the ground. We ate spinach from its leaves, from the head of the, we had hot plates. We didn't even have a stove. We had hot plates to cook on. When I tell you we were living like we were natives, that's probably why I got all these damn bumps and bites all over me. But those children learned life. Asaria was doing some of her homework, and in that homework it was talking about being an entrepreneur and what does it look like to, make your investment back. And I remember her thinking about it, talking about it on the plane. I was, baby, let's just go to sleep. Let's just do this interactive TV movie thing on the screen. When we get to Costa Rica, we'll have a day. We'll be at the beach. You can do your homework on the beach. Who could say that they were doing their homework on the beach? So we're going through the motions of life. And of course, there were youth that were working and were putting in work and were making little, flowers out of bamboo and had no shoes and were selling coconut water and, just selling anything and everything, things that they made with their hands. And it turned a math problem into something completely different, because now all of a sudden Nasari is like, well, if it cost me X amount of dollars to have this product and I made this product by my hand and started selling it, it turned a math problem into a real life situation when you're seeing other 13 and 14-year-olds that look just like you, that are no different from you, but are out there working as if they were 47 years old trying to retire. That's what my children saw. When Anari, I'm getting a little emotional right now, when Anari came out of his pocket and gave the boy $2 It's $1, but for them it's $2 because the way that Colonus converts. To watch Nari come out of pocket and to like flip through his money and to give the young man money, and the young man's trying, like, they're the same age. The young man was 14. Anari will be 14 in June. And to see that he like, the young man's struggle resonated with Anari. And he was like, oh, a flower for your beautiful mother. He was like, nah, it's okay. Go ahead and sell it so you can make more money. Like, that hit me more than anything. Because he was no longer my baby at that point. Like, that was a grown man recognizing another grown, like, so emotional. That made me feel like I was doing something right as a parent. Everything. And the young man said, you have a beautiful sister. Anari went ahead and put his hand behind his sister's back and was like, I know. And like, God, like, it took me to a home to see my children the way that they were, the way like Asario would wake up, Anari, what do you want for breakfast? Would go, get the eggs, and it just, I know I'm all over the place, but this is what I experienced. These are the things that I saw. These are the things that pictures can't show. Let me tell you how much of a punk I am, right? So we went to this amazing, it's like a wildlife sanctuary. All the animals were rescued animals. They're not there in cage. They're rescue animals, and once they're better, they're let off into the wildlife, or these are animals that were rescued from domestic situations, like in a household that they shouldn't have been in, and they can't be released to the wild because they've been interactive with humans for so long. So first and foremost, you guys know how I feel about zoos. I think zoos are animal prisons. If you want to see animals, go visit them in their habitat versus putting them in a cage for your own pleasure. Period. I've always felt like that, even as a child. And more so understand it now as an adult. It also has zip lining, beach activities. We went zip lining. For those who don't know, Anari and Asaria are the most adventurous children on this planet, on the whole planet, I believe. Opinion, not fact. So we are at this place where we're ziplining, and it was amazing. First one, you get all harnessed up, they click-clack you in, and you zoom down. Oh, beautiful, amazing. Look at the canopy. Look at the birds. I feel like a bird. Then we get in the truck. And for about a good 11 to 13 minutes, we are going damn near uphill. The incline is on hell. We are going to heaven. We are going straight to go see the gods. So we are at, I think it was 1,000 meters above sea level. And they said, this is the Superman. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. No, Tayla, I have control problems. I will say it. I am a control freak all day, all night. They said you have to get harnessed in your whole body. You have to lay flat on your stomach at a 90-degree incline. We are going to click-clack your legs in the air. You have to put your hands behind your back, and you on them Superman. I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. This ain't gonna work for mama, y'all. So the children are click-clacked in, and Nari goes first because, he's super excited. And he's like, wee! Mind you, Nari also went to South Africa where the World Cup Stadium is. And at the World Cup Stadium, they have the world's largest swing. It's like damn near bungee jumping. The boy did it. He loved it. It's nothing to him to go ahead and Superman on his mama. So he Supermans. It's, I believe, 1 minute and 20 seconds long. I believe they said it was like a mile, a full mile, maybe a little bit more than a mile. And you are at the top, 1,000 kilometers above sea level. And you come down, and then you swoop up into the other side of the zip line. on your stomach, hands behind your back. On your stomach, hands behind your back, head first. Asaria gets click-clacked in. Because she's so little, she's so light, they had to put weights on her. So she's ready. Mind you, my baby is at a 90-degree incline. Her legs are up in the air. She's ready. They push her. She said, "This is happening. This is happening." And she's like, "Ah!" And then you don't hear her scream no more. So mommy gets already harnessed up, click-clackety in. When they put my feet in the air, and I'm at a 90-degree angle, and all I see, so I'm fat. My kids are like, "Mommy, you're chunky pretty." I didn't know. I'm fat. I weigh a whole lot. My number one thing is I'm finna break this thing. I'm about to break it. I'm about to go, when it all falls down. That was me. I said, "Oh, no. Take me down." They unclick-clacked me. I'm now on solid ground. They're just starting to take my harness off. TaylaAndre fell to the ground. I fainted. Like I just saved my damn life. They told me it took me, and I can hear on the other end. My kids are like, what? Because they can walkie-talkie each other. My side was walkie-talkie like, I knew Spanish in Costa Rica. I came home and was like, "Huh? ¿Qué? ¿Cómo se dices?" But I fainted. I was a punk. They put me in a truck, took me back down the mountain. I was like, "Ooh, this is a beautiful view from here." No, Anari went first, then Asaria, and then it was supposed to be my turn. I didn't make it, but I did make it to the other 4 zip lines, which were amazing. But that Superman, I did feel like a punk, though. My kids called me out on it, and I felt like we should go back another time when I have strength and courage to do it again. Immediately, I want to say maybe 2 days. So I was listening to a lot of motivation. Because I was in Costa Rica, I wasn't really working like I do when I'm at home. So I kind of felt lazy. I'm not even going to lie. I felt lazy. I felt discouraged. Like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Chick, you're on vacation. Sit down somewhere. So I'm listening to motivational videos. And in this video, the man says that we need to learn the difference between being nervous and being excited. So sometimes when we get those little bubble guts, we think that we're nervous and that we're scared, when the truth of the matter is we're simply excited. And we don't know the difference between those two feelings, between those two emotions. You can be excited without being scared. I was so excited in that moment, and I mistaken it for fear. And I was like, damn it, why couldn't I have listened to this video before going ziplining? Because I would have acknowledged and recognizing that I was excited. And I wasn't really scared. I was just really, I wanted to know in that moment, before the click-clack and the unclick-clack, I wanted to know what it felt like to be a bird, what it felt like to soar, what it felt like to be free, to be unattached. Could you imagine who I would be if I allowed myself that minute and 20 seconds of full peace? And Ari said, "Mommy, it was the most beautiful thing ever. You missed it." That's okay, though, because I'm still here and the line didn't break. I had so much fun. So much fun. There's so many more stories that I would love to share with you, but we are coming to Power Hour, and I want to make sure that we talk about one of the most amazing things that took place Friday and Saturday, not only in Washington, D.C., not only here in Boston, Massachusetts, but across the world. We saw women come together, unite, strength in numbers. I posted it on my Facebook. The word cat, the putty cat. We'll just call it putty cat. So I personally saw and felt at 33 years old, I remember when the word putty cat, y'all know what word I'm talking about. I'm going to grab them by the putty cat. I remember when the word putty cat was, derogatory, and only men said it, and only nasty men said it, and only men that were freaks said it, and only women who had no self-respect said it, and putty tat was one of those words that not every, a lady didn't say putty tat. We didn't, that's not, like, through the generations, I watched the word putty tat. Donald Trump said he's going to grab them by the, we're going to replace them. He said the pum pum kitty. Then we'll just call it the pum pum, all right? Shout out to the pum pum wash. I watched the word pum pum become this word of empowerment, this term of endearment, this term that only men used to use, that women sat here and embraced. I attended the March on Washington on Saturday, where I believe they said 250,000 women came out and united. They said that it was 5 times as many, opinion not fact, 5 times as many buses came in for the Women's March than for the inauguration the day before. It was beautiful. All those women in one place, the men that supported them. I saw newborn babies all the way up to a woman who was 103 years old. Talk about intergenerational. There was no gap. Everyone spoke with one accord. I watched the word pum pum, which was, again, a nasty word, a nasty phrase, to being a term of endearment, of love. And I understood how the word ninja, y'all know what I'm really talking about, how the word ninja became a term of endearment. I understood how that negative connotation was just like, you know what? Instead of you calling me this, I'm going to own it. It's mine. I can use it, not you. And I kind of feel like that is how pum pum was used at this women's march. It was to listen to the speakers speak. And it's completely different when you're watching it on television versus when you're there with the energy and the crowd is in a complete uproar. And women are like, yes. Now, as far as Power Hour is concerned, what I would like for us to discuss, 617-282-0062, is that the sisterhood and the feminism, let me be clear. There's an article. And in this article, Brittany T. Oliver, the Women's March on Washington, Saturday, January 21st, 2017, why I do not support the Women's March on Washington. And she talks about Black women and allies had voiced their concerns about the March on Washington and the Million Women March. And she wasn't happy with the fact that we Black women have been marching for years. We Black women have been screaming at the top of our lungs for years. But all of a sudden, I'm supposed to be a feminist and walk with you when I was walking and you failed to walk with me. I would love to see how you all feel about this. As far as men are concerned, women are concerned, I'm not specifically looking for women to speak on a women's issue, because there are men out here that are just as feminist as some of these women are. And by the men that I met in D.C., there were some men that were more feministic than some of the women that were there. 617-282-0062. Good rising, good rising. Coming from the MIA. Good rising, Miami. Brittany Oliver, she said, as a black woman, I am once again let down by the people who call themselves feminist. I have been marginalized by the movement, and now my guard is up. Despite my post being deleted from the national Facebook event page, I've continued to be very vocal in my disappointment in the political co-option of the Million Women March, now known as the March on Washington. She said that in the beginning, the march was named 1 Million Women, and soon after many people became aware, and the march led by black women in 1997 already had that name. They decided to change the name to the March on Washington. Well, that was another black-led march advocated for civil rights by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech in 1963. Overall, you have co-opted the messaging of two very important historical moments in black history, and it's unfortunate because it's becoming increasingly difficult to preserve black activism. Politically co-opting efforts with all women and all voices is merely an attempt to erase the specific needs of the people of African descent. You change the messaging from Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter. Why? So I completely understand where Brittany is coming from. She says, sexism is not my only struggle. You don't get to silence me or other black women to dodge accountability of unpacking your racism. Now, in the photos that I posted on Facebook, one of the flyers, but posters. One of the posters of a young lady who apparently is dating an Asian man stated that white women voted for Trump too. And when are we? She was a white young lady and she was dating an Asian man. And she asked, when are we going to take this truth of all the amount of white women that voted and say, we have a problem here. When are we going to address it? When? I love certain signs. Keep your hands off my ovaries. Not up for grabs. Girls just want to have fundamental rights. Don't mourn, organize. It was packed. There was no way. There was no walking. Vaginas making America great again. Don't panic, organize. It was just amazing. But I have to be honest. The amount of diversity that was in the crowds, and I walked through the crowds, the amount of diversity that was in the crowds was lacking. It was almost non-existent. If I may be frank, there were more white men at the rally than black women. I didn't do a complete poll of 250,000 people, but I did walk amongst the crowds. All 14,000 steps. I counted. Do we really feel like that? Are we really not a sisterhood? Is it not one woman, all women, hear us roar, she woman, superwoman? Do we not feel the need to want the same, or that we deserve the same pay as a man? Or are we more concerned with the black struggle? Which I am, first and foremost, we, as far as the future is concerned, we are not focused on the black struggle. We are focused on where are we going from here? What are we doing positive? How can we learn? How can we love? How can we grow? How can we save? How can we buy? That's what TaylaAndre is finna focus on. I hope you will join me, because I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of the false rhetorics. I'm tired of the police terrorism. I'm tired of it. So when you're focused on those things, that's all you're going to see. And I'm ready to see some amazing, life-altering. So that's what we're going to focus on, the life-altering, the beautiful, the magnificent. Let me go ahead and read some of these comments. Y'all forgot the number, 617-282-0062. Feel free to call. I miss you, baby. I miss you, and as many times you've been in my inbox, I know you miss me too. Look who's back. Good rising, good rising. Kamara, Clayton. Good rising, good rising. Steve Sabir. Shout out to Sabir Bay. I can't wait. Sabir Bay is about to come and take Boston by storm once again. V from Tennessee. Hey, my love, not an average vacation. Sounds more like a spiritual union with you all. Glad to hear this. Sharon said that is transformative experience that you are talking about. This is why I believe all African Americans should visit Africa. Ooh, yes, baby. Trust and believe. That's on the bucket list. Good rising, Shanti. Good rising, Robert. That orca video, though. V, I don't know if it was an orca. I know it was a whale. I don't know if it was an orca. It was a beautiful experience. You guys can hear me crying in the background. And I was like, are you really crying? Like, I wish I could have recorded his face because he was so disappointed in my emotional instability at that moment. He was like, are you crying? I was like, yes, because I've never seen something so beautiful. And I think you can even hear, sorry, you're like, yeah, she's drunk. But I wasn't. I was just really emotional. Sharon wants to go ahead and post something, and we'll update that later. Good rising, Matt Parker. Good rising. Hey, Miss Tillery. The Pum Pum Kitty. Shout out to Chris from Alabama. It was something special to see. The pink cat hat said it all. No cops were messing with them. And I didn't see any police actually in the crowd. You didn't see any like real crowd control or police control. They had people that had the caution yellow tape on them, and they were and most of them were women that were directing the crowd and just, being the love and the sincerity and the peace. And it made me think, who could we be as a country if women truly ran our democracy? We'd probably be emotional and cry when we saw whales, but still, it really made me think, how much compassion would we have? How much poverty would we have if we women controlled the House and the Senate, and we controlled the decisions and the policies that took place? What would our United States look like? Is 2017 going to be part of the women's suffrage? When our grandchildren go back and study history, is it going to be the women's suffrage from, what was it, don't date me. I haven't been in school for a while. What was the timeline? 1718 to 1770? No, that was... Yeah, shoot me. Because I cannot think of women's suffrage right now. But is 2017 going to be included in those dates? Are we going to now add the 2017, a new age of women's suffrage? A new age of women taking their power. And this was actually said at the March on Washington, that women need to not only just pick up the phone and call Congress, not just pick up the phone and call our senators, not just pick up the phone and complain and write emails, but we need to start believing in ourselves enough to start running for office. We need to be the change that we wish to see in the world. We can't think for 5 seconds that anybody's going to give us what we want. There was whoever wrote Donald Trump's inauguration speech, that they should have been president. That speech was by far magnificent. I don't care if you don't like Donald Trump. I don't care if you didn't vote for Donald Trump. You cannot dispute the fact that that speech was flawless. And there's even a part of the speech where he talks about how we need to work for Americans and how we need to hire Americans and how we need to buy American. And I was like, hold up, I think we had some Afrocentric brothers. Did he steal somebody's speech and instead of the blackness he put in Americans? That speech was flawless. I don't care what you feel about him. The speech was amazing. 617-282-0062. Good rising, my love. How are you?
Are you running?
I can't hear you, baby. Say it again.
Good morning. Are you running for city council?
No, ma'am. I'm not running for city council.
You got my vote, Taylor. Speak it in existence. Keep saying we got to do it. So when you gonna run,
you gonna hold me to that too, huh? Give me some time. I'm not ready, baby. When it's my time, I will definitely come out and kick open them doors. But I do not want to rush the process. And my soul says right now is not the time.
You got my vote.
I love and appreciate you and miss you so much. Big City, 101.3 FM, waking up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I'm back. I miss you guys. I really did miss you. V from Tennessee said, one of the funniest signs I saw said, Melena, blink it 4 times slowly if you are being held against your will. I didn't get that at first. It took me a minute. I got mad love for you. I got mad love from you too. Judith from Atlanta, good rising, good rising. Good rising to my baby mama. Hey, Julia Mahia, who was here in Boston. Did you attend the rally here in Boston? Did you see all of those people that came together, that united? Julia has a great message. If you are still watching, Julia, 617-282-0062, because I think what you said about the reason why you choose to march, or the reason why you chose to march, I think that was absolutely amazing, and I would love for you to share that. If you chose to march, or you didn't choose to march yesterday, what was your reasoning? Why did you march yesterday? Why did you not march yesterday? Why did you decide that, you know what, this is not worth my time or my energy? Why did you choose to march? Why did you choose to wake up and sit on that crowded bus or train and get those 14,000 steps in? Or if you could even get any steps in, because I saw parts of Boston where you couldn't even turn around. You weren't moving. You couldn't go anywhere. There were parts in Washington. I was like, please, can somebody direct me to the exit sign? Like, I just want space for a second. It was non-existent. I personally, transparency, I personally did march. I wasn't there to march. I was there for coverage. I was there to film. I was there to engage in history, personally. I was there to see and feel the energy that could not be described in photographs and videos and news coverage. That's truly why I went. I truly went to engage in feminine energy of womanhood, of birth and growth. That's why I went. I went for the energy. I didn't go to march. I didn't go, dump Trump. That's not my purpose. My purpose was to go and feel the energy of women and to understand that despite color, despite race, despite religion, despite whatever may keep us from each other on this day, we are equal. And I did feel that way. I did feel as if on this day we are equal. There is nothing that divides us. also felt lack. If I can be frank, I felt lack. I felt like, my sister, where were you when I needed you? My sister, where were you when I marched? My sister, why did you abandon me, but yet I still support you? If I can be transparent, that's the way I felt. I wondered at times, would our brothers march with us? Had that been our march, would our brothers come out in the droves that those husbands, those brothers, those fathers, there were dads with little, when I'm telling you, newborn babies were marching, strapped up to the daddy front and back. When daddy had signs talking about, I have daughters, you won't grab them by the pum-pum. It made me wonder about my own father and our fathers. And of course, my wandering mind, I started thinking then about the daddies that aren't around and the women that need their dads. And how many of us have daddy issues from the lack of fatherhood or the lack of, that male parental figure in a household. The whole time that you and I were away from each other, well, really, I'm the one that left. The whole time that I was away from you, it was like dynamic, like it was life-altering events that took place damn near every day. Another life-altering event that took place in December, right before I wanted to make sure it was before January 1st. And between Alex Edwards and I, we made it happen. I am a Thumbprint Realty real estate agent. I'm no longer Century Nothing. I am a Thumbprint Realty real estate agent. I work with Alex Edwards. Shout out to Mark Davis. I know you hear his name about 1 million times. I'm so proud to be a part of Team Turquoise. The business cards already came in, and I'm really excited. The 90-day home buying challenge is still on the table. It is not easy. When I tell you, I optimistically was like, yes, we're going to have 3,000 people buy houses. My people are not ready. We were not taught about budgeting. We were not taught about savings. We were not taught about stocks and bonds and retirement. We were not taught these things. These things are foreign to us. So we have it in our heart. We have it in our mind. We're going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house, not understanding that our credit is so bad that we can't even rent properly. Because right now, these homeowners are like, what is your credit score? If you can't buy a house, you definitely can't rent from me. I have clients right now that have money up the woozah, but because their credit isn't right, it's difficult for them to rent. How do you stop gentrification? I thought it was going to be with a drop of a hat. 3,000 people buying houses. It's a process, baby. It is a process. It is not... I missed you too, Cupcake. It's not an overnight success. We have to work on the things that we were not taught. Work on our savings. Work on our budget. We're able to balance all of the things that we balance, from work to school to home to kids to relationships to activities that we want to do. We can balance all of that. But the things that we were not fundamentally taught, we didn't watch our parents save up for retirement. We didn't watch our parents save, put that money in the mattress, put that money in that cookie dough jar. We didn't watch our parents pull out wads of money and be able to buy on a house. We didn't see these things. We didn't see what equity is and what equity looks like. and how to use equity. We didn't know these things. So when you don't know better, how can you do better? Step by step. And I feel like I'm with an awesome team that's going to continue to be great and to help future home buyers be great in their journey to purchasing their first homes. Second, third, fourth. Let's get you some properties, baby. Let's get you some investments. Iron women, hear me roar. You know, we think we can do everything. Because we can. Because we can. And the energy that I felt this weekend at the Women's March, we can do anything and everything that we set our minds to. If you have it in your heart, y'all know my tattoo, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his step. If it's in your heart, all you got to do is take that first step. They're already planned out. Why are we scared? You know when the time is right. Just like Faith knew when the time was right to leave her job and to start her business venture. Now, 66A South Street, she has a brick and mortar. Where before, she was working full-time, 40-plus hours a week. We have success stories right here in our own backyard. Y'all forgot Ari was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? He was making six figures. And then went ahead and started working $8 an hour to learn how to be a chef prior to opening Zaz. You know when the time is right. You know what it is you want in your heart. We cannot stop. We cannot quit. What is it, 76 cents on a dollar? A woman gets paid 76 cents per every man's dollar? Are we converting to a different, Every other time I've had to travel, I didn't have to convert. I was in like some sort of territory where they took our dollars. Going to Costa Rica, I was like, hold on, Nara, I need your math. I need you. And while I was doing this conversion, or while Anari was helping me do conversions, I'm horrible with math. I got that child support down. No, I'm just joking. I'm horrible with math. But in this conversion, I'm seeing how much we lose. How much is lost during the conversion of dollars to colones. And it's resonated with me. Again, what I learned in this third world country has now been applied to every area of my life. I'm looking at that 76 cents for every dollar, and I'm like, our conversions aren't right. We're still fighting. Y'all remember when it was 60-something? I think like 63 cents for every man's dollar? We got it bumped up a little bit. Even in high-paying jobs, even in engineering, even in movies, when you're making millions of dollars, we still get paid less than a man. Where my men at? That affects your household just as much as it affects my household. It affects our households. I don't see you fighting for me there. Do you men understand how much we need you? How much we need you. I know in 2017, the whole 2016, the independent women thing, we don't need you. I'm not one of them women. I need you. I understand the value you bring into my life. I understand the value you bring into the family, into our household. I understand the value you bring into the lineage of our family tree. I need you. Baby, today is the day that the Lord had made. Can you do that for me? Can you tell a man that you need him? I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if it's your boyfriend, fiance, husband. Can you please tell one man today that you need him? Because believe it or not, our men need to hear that. Our men need to hear that they are great. Our men need to hear that they are loved. Our men need to hear. When all our feminism, we need to understand that we can build a man or we can destroy a man. Whether by our words, our actions, our love, or our hate. Everything that you love about a man and everything you hate about a man, you can change the game with your words, your love, your actions, your hate. Call that man up and tell him you need him. I don't care if it's your son. Let him know that he is needed, he is loved, he is respected, he is accepted, that you appreciate his sensitivity, that you appreciate the fact that he can be soft. We so hard on our men that they got to be hard all the time. They got to be these big, strong men. I appreciate your sensitivity. I appreciate that soft that you can come with. I don't want you to be soft all the time, but yes, I appreciate you being soft. It's Motivational Monday. Today is the day that the Lord had made. I feel absolutely amazing. I hope you are as well. This past weekend was the Women's March from Washington, D.C. to Boston, Massachusetts to California to Paris. There were even Sri Lankans that were showing love to the women's movement, the Women's March. How did you feel about the Women's March? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, 617-282-0062. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7, Big City 101.3 FM.
At a fraction the cost of all you have to do is call.
I miss you guys so much. Yo, I'm a real punk though. Y'all should have seen Y'all should have seen me. I felt my knees getting weak. I think, when's the last time I fainted? I fainted when I was pregnant with Anari and they drew blood. But oh no. I fainted when Anari had got that piece of wood stuck in his knee and there was blood pouring out. And I'm holding my baby and fainting at the same time. He'll tell you to this day, he's like, Mommy, I could have died. You over here fainting, but I'm the one hurt. I have a weak heart. I'm weak when it comes to certain things. I'm strong when it comes to others. But I am weak. And I was so weak in the knees. I get so weak in the knees. My ass fainted. I'm a punk. I ain't Superman on that hoe. I've been wanting to say that shit. I couldn't say it on air. But Nari and Nasari are like, you are Superman. You. And I was like, I'm good. I could not Superman on that hoe at all. I had fun though. There's so many more pictures that I wish I could share. But at the same time, there's a few things that I want to keep for myself and for the kids. So I'm trying to be selfish in that aspect. And 2017, one of my resolutions is to be a little bit more private because I'm really open about my whole life. Like, everybody knows everything about me to the point where my enemies sit here and send me emails. I'm like, damn, bitch, how the fuck you know that? And then I have to take a second, but I said that on air. I said that. And so you have people that are collecting your faults and collecting your flaws and then throwing it in your face. So, my resolution is to not say everything all the time because it's being thrown in my face, and, you know, I'm the type of person, you ain't finna tell me about me, baby. I know me. You ain't finna tell me about myself. There ain't nothing you can tell me that I don't know, but at the same time, you don't need to know everything. So, I'm trying to learn how to balance by being transparent but being private at the same time. It's difficult because I have a big mouth, I talk a lot, and I feel the more I share, the more other people will share, and the more we can be a little bit more transparent, we can get shit done. One together, one accord. Trying to make sure we don't run out. What about them Pats, though? I knew we were going to kick ass. Not sure about the Women's March. I think it's a Rock Us Back to Sleep campaign, but time will tell. Talk more. What do you mean, Rock Us Back to Sleep campaign? Because I feel like a lot of people woke up. Yeah, we kicked ass yesterday. We kicked some ass. You see, them boys were so hurt yesterday. Their feelings were all type of hurt. They were sitting on the sideline, look like they lost their best friend. We kicked that ass. Yo, y'all coming on the cruise? Anari and Asari were just like, we want to. What do you think? I was just like, oh, I'm so glad we took this vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in so long. And I was like, you ain't took a vacation in so long. The Wake Up with TaylaAndre cruise, that cruise happen every year. What about us? We want to go on the TaylaAndre cruise. Sorry, it's like, no, I don't. Yes, you do. It was just funny how he said it. You don't take no vacation. What about the TaylaAndre cruise? So we're going to DR, Dominican Republic, never been to DR before. We're going to Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and we're going to get back on this mic. Big City 101.3 FM, waking up with TaylaAndre. Y'all like my accent? No, it was horrible, huh? Big City, waking up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. We're talking about the Women's March that just took place this weekend. So the initial march was like Friday, dump Trump, but the official march took place on Saturday. There was a little bit of a controversy because I won't say a lot, some black women said, listen, I'm not marching with you. You didn't march with me. You didn't stand with me. What about when Sandra Bland was killed? What about when Rika was killed? What about when we needed you to stand with us, to march with us? You were silent. But now you want me to march with you? I'm good. There was some controversy behind it. There were some people that said, hell no, not me. But then there were others that said that this is a sisterhood. We need to act like sisters. We need to walk on one accord because whether you're black, white, Mexican, Hispanic, Muslim, whatever it is, you still get paid the same amount as me, which is less than he. So can we not walk this journey together and fight the establishment? I watched the word pum pum be used in I watched a 9 to 6 year old. How old was that lady? Where my girls at? She said she had a sign. I posted it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. She said Texas pum pums grab back. And to hear her old country southern south just say it, like, imagine your grandma say, these Texas pum pums grab, you know what word we trying to use, grab back. And it just to hear those words come out of her mouth, it's just like, oh, grandma. I didn't know you spoke like that. I couldn't imagine my nana having my nana say something. Alabama pum-pums grab back. Like, women of all ages. Some woman let her daughter walk around talk about Wayne say pum-pum, pum-pum, pum-pum. And she walking around pum-pum, pum-pum, pum-pum. I got a pum-pum. Y'all know what word we trying to use. Ain't nobody grabbing my pum-pum. That itty bitty thing. I was like, okay now. Where your mama at? She like, right here. He ain't grabbing my pum-pum either. It was amazing though. The energy was dynamic. Why did you march? Or why didn't you march? 617-282-0062. Good Rising Caller, you're live.
Hey, Tayla, it's Paula. How are you?
Hey, Paula, how you doing, my sister?
I'm good. As a white person, I marched because I wanted to see if these white women could really own their ish. You know what word I'm trying to use. As white people, like, you want me to march in the sisterhood with black women, but do you really recognize what black women, women of color, women who are immigrants, and what their struggles are? And I wanted to make sure that they were able to recognize that. I did see a lot of signs that were not just about women's issues. They were about racial equality, fighting for immigrants, because we do have an incoming administration that is fast and furious trying to make moves that are going to hurt a lot of people. They're going to hurt immigrants. They're going to hurt women. They're going to hurt so many people. It's kind of a feeding frenzy as far as the administration coming in. But I, as a white woman, wanted to make sure, are these white people, do they really own their ish? Do they really acknowledge the horrible history that we truly have to face as white people? Are these people ready to give up their white privilege? And because as far as I'm concerned,
Paula's white, if you ain't noticed.
And that was on part of my sign. And I really wanted to make sure, because I almost didn't go to the march because of that reason. But then I decided to go. I wanted to go with Julia and our C-Plan friends and represent C-Plan. And I was very pleasantly surprised. There were a lot of people there, white people, that truly acknowledged what was going on. But there were a lot of people there that kind of didn't, they had no clue. I wanted to make sure that if we're going to include women of color in our sisterhood, we really need to face what we've done to create the systems that are so broken. They don't include people of color. I wanted to make sure they can acknowledge that. And I do know some people in my, on my Facebook page, people I grew up with, that are fully aware of that. But there were some people they weren't aware of that. They weren't really ready to accept that. As far as women's issues, yes, they were ready to face that. But I wanted to see that there were white people that could face our guilt and our complicity in what has been done to people of color and what's still going on with people of color. I wanted to make sure that they can face that. Because if we're going to fight together to make sure that this administration doesn't take away everyone's rights and liberties, we need to not just acknowledge women's issues, but everyone's issues. People of color, immigrants, everybody. And I'm just one of those people that I want to make sure everyone's included. I don't want it to just be about women. And it was a truly dynamic day. It was very powerful. It was moving. And I was really amazed at how many people were there and how well people were treating each other. It was great. But I wanted to make sure that issue was being recognized. And I think a lot of people did. Not as many people as I wanted to, because I think that there are other issues that women of color face that I don't face. But I wanted to make sure that at least some of these white people, white women, were aware of it. That's just my piece, though.
Thank you, Paula. So I just want to piggyback really quickly on to add to that list. Our vets are going to and are and have and always have been mistreated and going to feel the wrath of this administration as well. So I wanted to make sure that we added the vets to that list. of people that will be disenfranchised by this administration. And I also wanted to thank you for acknowledging, that elephant in the womb, as one sign said, because, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best: injustice anywhere is a threat to injustice everywhere. And you can't sit here and say women's rights, women's rights, women's rights, but not acknowledge what your daddy and your granddaddy and your great-great-granddaddy and what your husband, brothers, sons currently engage in other aspects of life. Like, I understand women, but if we're going to talk about all women, you also have to acknowledge what brothers, cousins, uncles, granddaddies did in the past to women that didn't look like you. So I will go ahead and post the young lady who had that "Why I Will Not March," Brittany T. Oliver. I'll post that if you haven't already read it. It is a great read. It may not change your perspective, but hopefully it'll give you a little bit of insight to why some women chose not to march and how they felt as if the Black struggle, it was not a part of the women's struggle. I remember when DJ Black Label was here with us, he said, "Are you Black or are you a woman first?" And that was an interesting conversation that I think that I would like to revisit for myself prior to revisiting on air with you guys. And I think that would be dope to have maybe Dr. Nateri in the building and talk about, are you a woman or are you Black first? Which one is you? Is you is or is you ain't? We got some more callers on the line. Did you march this Saturday, whether D.C., Virginia, Texas, California, Paris, Sri Lanka? Did you march? And if you did, why? And if you didn't, why not? 617-282-0062. We have 3 callers on the line, so I'm going to pull you up individually. Thank you for your patience in advance. Good rising, caller. You're live.
Good rising, Taylor, and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, boo.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear you on the radio back. Thanks for all your great outstanding work you've done in 2016. Let's look forward for 27, another one, by the grace of God. Taylor, there's always something whenever we have it, when we all come together and try to do a good move, and then we have a bunch of like 5% of small-minded folks that's trying to break down the move. The move was to show the beast that we're not going to pull up with his crap. That was the move about, period. So if you're a woman, you know what he's going to try to do to cut these crazy things with Obamacare. Why not just keep that small-minded mind out and then focus on the issue? The issue is the beast is going to come here to destroy us. So the beast is all about the 10% folks who's millionaire billionaires. So if you want to stay at home and then talk crap about the movement, don't put this in the social media, because once you do that, you open the doors for a lot of people to show up to that thing. I think that when we stop thinking about these small-minded opinions that someone has and then say, wait a minute, it's bigger than what she's thinking about. The movement is to bring us together to show this guy that, listen, we're not going to pull up with your crap in the office. That's the whole thing I think about the movement. Have a good one, Taylor. Hope to hear you for the rest of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not going nowhere, baby. I just took a little time out, just took a little break. We're back in full effect. 2017. I'm loving it. I miss you guys so much. The children and I refused to engage in Christmas. I did not buy one damn Christmas present at all. We did celebrate Kwanzaa and the principles of Kwanzaa, and then we got on a flight and made memories. So we're back now, and I asked the children if they wanted to come on air and share their experience, and they were just like, mind you, we just got back. We got back late Wednesday night. Tried to unpack on Thursday. That didn't happen. We got on the bus and went to D.C. for the women's event. Asaria was supposed to come with me, but my baby ended up getting a little sick. She wasn't sick for real. She just wanted to stay home and watch A Different World. But she was supposed to come with me. She got sick. I went on the march by myself. Came back Sunday early rising, and don't stop till you get enough. Didn't miss a beat, y'all. 617-282-0062. If you marched, why? If you did not march, why not? Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm super fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't march because I don't think that marching is really effective. But something that you just said, last year I was listening to you and you was kind of saying, listen to the conscious community. And when I started doing that, I found out about two dudes, Young Pharaoh and Steady. Are you familiar with those two guys?
I do not, but I have a feeling you're about to drop a bomb on me, baby. I have a feeling it's about to be big.
Go check out Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh, he's like a 23-year-old dude. And something you might agree with, something you might not, but his direction is good. Instead of everybody marching, instead of these hundreds of thousands of people marching, what we need to do is collectively say as a group, no, we're not going to eat McDonald's no more. And I think it's that power of the dollar that might change things. But as far as them marching against Donald Trump and all this stuff, that stuff has never worked and it never will. So that's why I just wanted to present that. Like, I like Seti because he's like an older guy, like my generation. So I connect better with him. But that young guy, Young Fellow, he got some pretty good ideas. Like, people always say, don't eat pork. So I'm wondering why they say don't eat pork. And then when Simba said, don't eat pork because it has non-prokaryotic cells. So it's like wasteless food. You're wasting your time eating it. And nobody has ever been able to put that in science to me. So the science aspect is very good. I would suggest that you check them out. I think you might want to say to the listeners, go on YouTube and listen to what he says, like Black Woman is God, or, different stuff. But they bang on the beats all day. So I would say check them out. I'm surprised you haven't heard of this young dude yet. This young dude just disturbed the conscious community in New York. He went out there to 125th and tore those dudes up.
Hold on, say his name again. Young Pharaoh? Young Pharaoh,
like Egyptian Pharaoh. Oh, wow, I can't believe you never heard of this dude. Well, check him out. That's something that you can, and then, like I said, you can see what you like about him, then you can report to the people. I like him. For a young, 23-year-old dude, he gets busy. So
I'll go ahead and I'll go do that. I'll do my due diligence and report back. I thank you for that.
No problem.
Have a wonderful day, my love. 617-282-0062. If you march this Saturday for the Women's March, why did you march? If not, why didn't you march? 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning, my sister.
Ooh, good rising, my love. How are you?
I'm blessed. I was one of the sisters that marched Saturday. It was very powerful. But it hurt me to see there was much of my black sisters, nor my black brothers were there. And the reason I marched, because I'm an immigrant, I have brothers, I have sisters. Plus, I live in a community that I watched that my own black people don't even support one another. And I saw a lot of whites was there supporting Black Lives Matter. And I went and to some of them and I asked them, do you know much about Black Lives Matter? And they told me, yes, because some of them have integrated children, interracial children. And some of them said, all people are equal. And it shifted me, right? And I went on to ask more questions. And we are women, we are black, right? But we are fighting for the same common cause, right? Equal rights as a woman, Planned Parenting, cannot look at our color. We have to look at our color plus as women. And if this man could degrade immigration, speak about Muslims, and speak about women, yes, we're supposed to be marching out there. And I support the brothers who was out there, both black and white, standing side by side, because we send a message out there also to businessmen that we're not going to sit down and roll over. The same way when they fight for Donald Trump and his crowd, we can do the same thing for our businessmen who are paying us 63 cents less than a man. So that goes more than Donald Trump. It goes further on. And I think this is a movement. I listened to the brother before. Everybody has their opinion. But we have to go back to Martin Luther King. If it wasn't enough for the march in Selma, Alabama, and different movements, we wouldn't have been here today. And a lot of us have to go back and learn our history to know where we're going. Because if we don't know our history, we don't know where we're going. So that's my 2 cents, sister, and I thank God that you were there. And the other sisters, it was peaceful, but we need more like that. Because the whole world was with us. Not only America, but the whole world was with us. And that speaks volumes. So, thank you, my sister. Have a blessed day.
You as well, my love. Peace and blessings unto you. I did enjoy the energy. I will not lie. I said it before. I'll say it again. I did not go to March. I wanted to bring Asaria. And Aria attended the Million Man March, a.k.a. 10-10-16, the March on Washington, Louis Farrakhan. And Anari went with a group of men. Shout out to Don Core. Took them on a bus out there. And I wanted Asaria to get that same experience, to feel what it felt like to be around all of that feminine energy. She didn't make it, but I went as media to go ahead and bring coverage and to be able to speak on it personally instead of just watching the news and like, oh yeah, I saw it. No, I was there. I felt it. I saw the movement. I was a part of the movement. I was there in the flesh. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the energy. Honestly, I'm not going to say I know what the cause was, because I really don't. I don't know what the cause was. I don't know why they chose to march other than, to have their voices heard as women in solidarity on one accord, grab them by the pum-pum. 66A South Street, shout out to Faith. But one of the things that I can say was I did feel in that moment, if no other time ever existed, in that moment I did feel solidarity. In that time I did feel as if we were on one accord, speaking with one voice and fighting for the same thing. We need to own our power. We have so much power as women, and little do we understand how much we truly control in this world, but how much power we so easily give away. I love you to all of my sisters, to all of my brothers. I still challenge you to call up that man, your daddy, your uncle, your brother, your son, and say, I need you. I need you. I don't just need you to take out the trash. I don't need you for sex. I don't need your money. I need you. Your soul, your spirit, your love, your strength, your weakness, your flaws. I need you. Our men need to hear it just as much as we do. I am about to go get breakfast because while I was on this sabbatical, I got really hungry. So I am going to hit everybody today. We're going to Prestige Cuisine, 924 Morton Street. That's where I'm about to go right now because they just are about to open the doors in 39 seconds. It's 924 Morton Street over there by that barbecue pit. Is on the same side as the barbecue pit. I'm about to go there from breakfast, get me some saltfish and ackee. It was Raphael that referred me to go there. So I know the food's going to be amazing. From there, I'm about to go get some food from Zaz. Then I'm about to hit up Faith, because Faith actually is 100% restocked. And I have about 15 containers that are currently empty. From shampoo to conditioner to my deodorant. Like, we used everything. It got so bad in Costa Rica that I had to use Pum Pum Wash as deodorant, as shampoo. My hair was on fleek, y'all. You can use all of her all-natural products anywhere, every part of your body, because they're all natural. So you'll see me out and about today. I have a few clients that have some properties to look at, and if you know somebody who is looking to buy, make sure you hit me up. Shout out to Thumbprint Realty. I love my family and all that they do to ensure that gentrification does not take place. We are having a 90-day home buying challenge. So if you know somebody who's ready to buy their house, let's get their credit right. Let's get them prepared to purchase their first home, maybe their second home, maybe even their third. Let's get these investment properties popping. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre. It's Motivational Monday. Make sure you reach out to that man. I don't care who he is. Maybe you don't have a daddy. Maybe you don't have an uncle. But you do have that man who was down the street watching you as a little girl, making sure you grew up into the woman that you are today. So tell him that you thank him, you love him, you appreciate him, and you need him. I need you. And I need you. I missed y'all so much. Words cannot explain how much I missed you. How much I need you. How much I love you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah.
Right, baby, you know what it is? It's DJ Sus1, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
I missed you. How does new housing cuts affect your clients? Does new housing cuts affect your clients? Listen, to be honest, I can't tell you the amount of ridiculousness that's currently affecting my clients. Ridiculousness. We're actually, shout out to YPN, the Young Professional Network, and I are working together to have a seminar on finance, on housing, on credit. So there's a few things that's rolling out. We're going to come out with some facts, some great speakers. Make sure you guys come out. We're trying to make it free for you. It's going to be a 2-part series. The first part is for our elementary, really, sticking your toe in it, getting your big toe wet, trying to test the waters. And then we have the second part is for those that are already homeowners, people that are already engaged in stocks. So we're going to talk a little bit about everything and make sure we get you guys properly informed so you guys can make the best decisions that are for you. Aside from that, I love you. We need you. I need you too, baby. I did not march because I have a bad back and couldn't even stand up for 2 blocks. So why do it to myself? I watched y'all on TV and I'm so proud of solidarity of my sisters. Honey, I hope and pray that your back is healed. And if not for marching, for whatever activities that you choose to engage in, I just want nothing but healing and blessings for you and for your back, so you can do whatever it is that you want and need to do, because 2 blocks is nothing, baby, and I need you to stand healthy and stand strong for yourself and for your family. With that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to get some food, so if you want to meet me, come on, you can come meet me, because I am going to be at 924 Morton Street. I hate that, I gotta go sit in traffic, but that's what you do when you hungry, baby. Who's gonna meet me for break the fast? Y'all miss me singing to you. Good rising from Birmingham. Who's that from Birmingham? Robert Duke. What's going on, boo? What did I say the address was? 924 Martin. Ooh, 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 ooh. Did y'all know that I can't spell? I know I said earlier that I'm going to stop being transparent, but did you guys know I can't spell? I'm the worst speller on earth. If it wasn't for, what's these damn things called? If it wasn't for computers, I'd be dumb as hell. I'd be sending text messages. My text messages to me like, Taylor, that's the wrong word. That is not the word you meant to use, and that's not the spelling of the word you meant to use. I can admit my faults, boo. Getting ready for work. I need some break fast myself. Do your thing, honey. Do your thing, honey. Ooh. Yo, Prestige Cuisine, their oxtail, oh my gosh. Oh my, that oxtail was so good. And I don't even eat the oxtail. I eat the gravy. So, you know, too much sauce. I love sauce and everything, so. Let me get up out of here. With all the talking I had on. Nikia, all what talking? You didn't know what? What didn't you know? But hold on, y'all see this tan though, right? Look at that tan. Can y'all see that tan line? Lord have mercy. And I'm peeling. I try to stay moisturized, but I need to go put some more lotion on. But I gotta make it the face first, because I don't have no more lotion. I don't have no more nothing. 66A South Street. That's where I'll be for a good portion of the day, trying to buy everything off the shelf. Go eat. Come on. Meet me on Morton Street. I'll go live when I get there. I'm really hungry, so I might get some fish, some porridge, some saltfish, ackee, rice. I want everything. What I really want for real is some damn avocado. I ate so much avocado in Costa Rica. That's all I've been wanting is avocado with everything. I've been eating avocado with rice, avocado with mango. I've been eating avocado by itself. Like, I like avocado, and I liked it before I went to Costa Rica. But, yo, let me tell you about the bananas. I cannot eat another American banana for the rest of my life. The difference in taste, the difference in texture, the difference in the smell, the difference in how it makes you feel after you eat it. Oh, I can't spell? Baby, I can't spell shit. I'm like, I asked Anari, and he's like, Mommy, really? Did you just ask me that? I'm like, yes, Anari. And I say this all the time to my kids, and it's one of those things that they hate for me to get on my soapbox, because when I was growing up, I was the only black kid. I know I'm super light-skinned. I know I'm uber light, and I look like a white girl. I get it all the time. It's fine. But when I was in school, I was the darkest thing in my class. My teachers put me in the back of the room, and anybody who knows me knows I'm blind as a bat. So prior to like having eye exams at school and ear exams at school, I was blind as fuck. And I just thought that was the way that people saw. I didn't understand how, I thought some people just had supervision, other people didn't. I didn't have glasses until I was well in like 13, 14 years old, but I was in the back of the room with no glasses. My teachers didn't give a fuck about me. My teachers told my mother that they never corrected the way that I spoke. They never corrected the way that I spelt in my 3rd and 4th and 5th grade years, because they thought my mother wanted me to learn Ebonics. Do you know? It wasn't until 2016, I think it was November 2016, when I attended a conference. There is African American dialect. There is like Scouts honor, like there is an actual terminology for the way that black people speak, and for the way that black students speak and teach it vernacular. It's urban vernacular or African American vernacular. And the teachers assumed my mother wanted me to learn African American vernacular. So they never corrected me when instead of saying knives, I said knife, because it was KN. Like knife, right? That's how you're supposed to say it. Teacher never corrected me. I was in 4th grade when my teacher finally corrected me, after my mother went to the school and raised hell. That's how I raised hell today, because my mother fought for me. I turned out fine, baby. I cannot write a full sentence with commas, semicolons, punctuation, and I'm okay. I'm okay acknowledging this. I need my written help. I spent so much time, energy, and money on tutors in college trying to help me write papers. My thoughts were on point. I was hitting teachers left and right with facts, but because I couldn't write it out clearly, and I wasn't, the MLS format. What is it? MLA? I'm thinking about real estate. MLS. What is it? The M something A. Yes, knife. Knife. I was in school calling it knives. I think I failed almost every spelling test. And Ari asked me. He was like, Mommy, you ever cheated on a test? And I was like, you want me to lie? You want me to be honest? And this is the thing that me and my kids do. They're like, tell us the lie first so I can know how your mind thinks. Then tell me the truth. And I was just like, hell no, I ain't never cheated on no test. Why I gotta cheat on a test for? I'm your mom. I'm the smartest thing on earth. He was like, now tell us the truth. I was like, yo, I cheated on all my spelling tests. Because my mother would whoop my ass. Because I would always, them spelling tests, I would fail the spelling test. And it would be something so easy. Like, Tayla, how you don't know how to spell accept? Accept, like, I accept. And I would spell it, that's why I say English as a second language sometimes. Because I would spell it the way that it sounds. And I would sound things out the way that it was spelled. So that's why I'm in school talking about some knives. And my mother was like, sit down, read this, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, the knife. And she said, the what? Let me see this book. I said, the teacher ain't never correct me when I read it in class. Kids laughing at me. I think I'm saying the right shit. My kids hate for me to go on that rampage about when I was in school. When I was in school, my mother worked 3 jobs. Her husband worked 2 jobs and was in school. Nobody was there to help me with my homework. I was a latchkey child. There was no after-school help. And the teachers really didn't give a fuck. They put me in the back of the classroom with no glasses. And until my mother said something to them, they didn't do nothing. And then you guys know after the 3rd grade, if you can't read by the 3rd grade, statistically, I'm supposed to be in jail. Because I couldn't read properly because my phonics is off. That's really what it is. And that's why I invested so much in Asaria. And Asaria can go to any country and pronounce any word all the time because her phonics is on point. Anari takes after his mama. If you ever see the video of the insomnia, he was like, insomnia. Take before bedtime for insomnia. Hold on. What? Read that again, Anari. Insomnia. Insomnia. There's a video of Anari really saying that he takes after his mother. I correct him as often as possible. But that boy could read a book in a day, 700 pages, and understand everything. So, you're absolutely right, honeybee. Everything happens for a reason. And I like where I am now. I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah.